ABWCI Dialogues, the chat show which brings in new guests, powerful women, and successful women on this platform. ABWCI is a virtual global chamber of commerce for women working towards social and economic empowerment of women entrepreneurs. Our mission is to establish a collaborative ecosystem to engage, network, identify, and leverage market opportunities globally. As I have been engaging with you and engaging with our women leaders worldwide, we are getting great response from around the world to say that when we are now generating so much of interest with talking to women entrepreneurs, we are very happy for your support. Our vision is to nurture and provide an enabling environment for women in business and to build a sustainable, better future. With your cooperation and support, we have reached 24 countries worldwide. And I always, when I talk about it, that we need your support, we need your help as to reach 196 countries by 2024 December. ABWCI Dialogue is a chat series to create a productive space that invites key stakeholders of this ecosystem to join and listen to women in business and industry. Both their ideas, journeys, experience, and challenges. ABWCI recognizes 4 big challenges for women entrepreneurs: access to finance, access to market, access to entrepreneurial ecosystem, and access to technology. To talk more about these aspects, today we have a very prominent and a very successful women entrepreneur from Maldives, Raheema Adam. Raheema is a founder of Association of Lady Entrepreneurs in Maldives and a mentor at the Cherry Blair Foundation for Women. She has dedicated her life and work for the upliftment of women and on economic empowerment. She not only is a successful entrepreneur and a businesswoman, but also a ace swimmer, coach, and also instructor, which she lends her services in Maldives and across the world. She's a certified emergency first responder and a certified beach water polo instructor. I'm very proud, Raheema, that you are today with us at this platform, and I am really glad that you lead ABWCI in Maldives. And recently, you have launched ABWCI in Maldives with the First Lady present in Maldives to see that, how more women can follow not only you, but follow the path which you have set forward. Now, taking this forward, this entire dialogue, I want to ask you, when you were young, when you were in school, college, when you were studying and doing so much great work in Maldives, how did you really from the beginning, were you thinking to become an entrepreneur and you're a self-employed entrepreneur, or it came later? And what were the basically events which led to becoming a leader and a successful woman? So we want to hear from you, your thinking, and also to see that, more women entrepreneurs can learn from your life and your ability, that how you have taken this forward in a country like Maldives. So over to you, Raheema. We are very glad to have you here today and hope that your journey is successful each day, every day. So over to you, Raheema.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pal. Actually, if I start from my childhood, I would like to say that I was grown up with my father only. My mother passed away when I was only 7 years old. So I was grown up with my 3 sisters and my father, and he was actually very, very supportive. He always tried to keep me behind him if he is doing a carpentry work or anything. And he's a person with who knows all the works, even at home, from sewing to carpentry work, everything he does himself. So he always keep me just like his son. he wanted to keep me behind him and watch everything he does. And he always tell me that when you grow up, you have to start your own family. You have to support your family. You have to live on your own. So dependency is something that my father did not agree. So like that, I was having a very big dream. I was a small girl with a big dream. I was always thinking that one day I will be a businesswoman and I will do something for myself and build my house. That is my dream. I was making small sand houses inside the garden and playing with my toys and everything. So that dream, actually, my father also wanted to fulfill. And he was telling me, when you marry, as soon as I got married, he was telling me, now you have to build your own house. So he gave me a part from his land and he asked me to build my own house and live that house that you are building by sand. Now it's time to build it. So, but I came actually, my family background, we are from not very wealthy, but we are standard family. So there was not much opportunity for me during that time to go for higher studies or anything like that. But even that, I was thinking I have to specialize in some area so that which will be always keeping me to work and earn for myself. So just after I finished my school, I did teachers training. And I was a government teacher. First, I started as a government teacher. But still this business was on my head. It did not go. Even when I was teaching also, that was in me. And then I got married, and when I had my first daughter, I myself was thinking that it's not the best thing to leave her home and go and work all the day like that, because teaching was very tough. I have to work sometimes at night. I have to go in odd times for the meetings and all. And then I decided to resign from that job and stay home, and later to start my own work. So that was my decision actually. So I stayed at home. And then when I stayed at home, it wasn't easy for me because I was earning myself, and now I'm a housewife staying at home. And it was really difficult when I stopped working. I had some very sad and bad experiences while I was staying at home.
Yeah.
Because when you can't do what you want, and when you can't buy what you want, and it's just like you are living as a prisoner. You have to ask for everything from someone else, and there is no freedom at all. And I believe the financial independence is equally important to a woman as a man. That is very, very important. Otherwise, there is no freedom at all. You cannot ask from others for money. And when staying at home as a housewife, you are sacrificing your life not only in present, but your future also. So I was thinking about this. And then I thought, when I got 3 children and my youngest son turned 7 years in 1997, I decided to start a business. So first I joined to one of the educational center to do business administration, because my background was teaching.
Yeah.
So I did business administration diploma, and then I started working in 1997 in an industry where the whole industry is dominated by men. It was tourism. And actually, during 1997, I was the only person who came into this guest house business. There was no one else, no other female. And my business career started from there, and it was dominated by men, and I had to face so many challenges if I had to move forward. Mm-hmm. Because they don't believe, the men, they don't want a woman to be their rival.
Yeah, no, I can understand what you're saying. And also I think there's a lot of learning which you are talking about, because the reason is one, and that's why, I personally, when I speak to women, not only entrepreneurs, but women at large, the thinking is they should have the buying power. the buying power to decide, and the decision making comes when you have your own money and wealth. And that's what I can tell you, that gives so much of independence. As you said, you were thinking like a prisoner, because you cannot take a decision. And I could really feel that in a country like Maldives, which is small, surrounded by ocean, what was the feeling which you had, and the thinking about, what was the life at that point of time. So, we can definitely relate to the thinking of it. But one thing is very sure, I've seen you in action, and what you have turned from what you are talking about, and now it's such a really a good change to really see that you are so successful and powerful as a women entrepreneur. So you can please carry on. I couldn't stop myself to congratulate you with this kind of mission which you are working on.
So yeah, I started in 1997, and it was the building was actually made for a guest house with 7 rooms, and I had to take a loan first. So I took $1,000 loan, and then started doing my work. And the following month, I repaid the loan that I have taken, and then I was very proud that I became the owner of my business. So that time, a little thing also for me, it was success. And then I was thinking, yeah, now I have to think about how to promote this place, because no one knows that place. Actually, when I took the place, even the taxi drivers don't know when we mention the name, or even the tourists mention the place. So, and then what I started was I had to face a lot of challenges, and also I have to start again doing this marketing thing also. So first 2 to 3 months actually I spent on doing marketing, and it was lot of work actually. And during that time we don't have social media, and but we have fax machines, we have emails we are sending, and leaflets also. We print leaflets, and also even small pieces of advertisements and all those things we were using during 1997.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I used to send all these emails, and every day I sit and send repeatedly these emails to all the travel agencies and all the government officers also. There is no office that I don't know. I collected all the names, their fax numbers, their email addresses, and sending all these my advertisements. Maybe they got angry
So
also.
this shows your commitment, that you didn't tell, you can say you really did so that there is nothing, nobody can say that we didn't get your information, because your information was in their hand.
Yeah, I did. And even Mr. Parul, I sent these leaflets and things to the Dhonis, which is traveling from airport to Male also. And sometimes they ask me, what is this? When I go and give these papers, I used to tell them, because you are bringing all the tourists from the airport, you can send me to my guest house. My guest house just opposite, in front of the arrival jetty. That was the best location actually. Just in front, they don't have to take a taxi also.
Yeah,
they can just come straight from there. That is how actually I was doing that, and it was a lot of work. But first 3 months I spent like that, doing the marketing, advertising, and then later I was putting my ads on the travel magazines. At first, when I started, I was not even thinking about doing anything like that. But then after 3-4 months, I knew about this magazine also, and one of the Sri Lankan was having a magazine here. And then I called him, and he was happy to put my ad in that, and he had given me a discounted rate also. And so I was promoting, and it was very popular later on. Actually, what my work was paid nicely. It was very good. And then also, during the time, there were very few guest houses and hotels in Male. And I had only 7 rooms with 4 staffs, and which was not enough actually to make a good profit after paying the rent, salary, and all the wages and everything, because even during that time, the rent is quite high.
No, this is amazing story, Raheema, because starting from a guest house, rented guest house, starting your own business in tourism, because tourism is also so difficult. It is very seasonal. And the thinking is that, and Maldives is not a very, you can say, cheap in terms of coming to Maldives, because the airfare and all those kind of things. So making that opportunity successful, I can see that, this has been a very uphill task, and you have been, I've seen your popularity during events, and I know that, you have been successful in doing that. When you were talking, I was reminded of an instance in late 90s, when for anything which we wanted to circulate, we used to take these pamphlets and put it in the newspaper. If today we ask our children or the youth who have born after 2000 and say that these pamphlets used to go in the newspaper, they will say, what are you talking about? That it is now with social media, you circulate in a second, and there is no time, which is to say that you have to get up in the morning at 5 o'clock, go to a place where you have all these newspaper vendors and put that and pay them so that this can be circulated. So I think life has changed, but the struggle which you are talking about, these are, I can say, positive stories, that how you started, what was the thinking, and then getting the rent to be getting the rent out from the business which you were doing and all that. It is amazing story in a country like Maldives, because I'm again and again saying Maldives, because a lot of our viewers and a lot of our people who are joined from across the world will not know what Maldives is. If you can talk more about it, the population and the water surround it, it's an island. So that would be very, very to give the context of the business which you are doing.
Yeah, and then actually when I knew that this my 7-room is not enough to make a good business, I was just thinking for a second option. And luckily, I was not fear of anything. I just want to take challenges and do it. That is me. Taking challenge is me. And then I was thinking, I have a very good cook, Sri Lankan cook, and one of the kitchen helper also. So I started catering lunch and dinner to officers, companies, and to the flight crews who are staying in Mali. And with 2 delivery boys, again, I brought 2 delivery boys from India. And this business became very profitable. It was profitable. And the restaurant in the guest house also, I opened for the outsiders with the license. And the catering was making more money than the guest house.
Oh, amazing story, because, the thing is, you are so proud. You're talking about, getting cooks from Sri Lanka and delivery boys from India. I think this was such a collaborative business of the Indian Ocean, because Indian Ocean, we are all surrounded by Indian Ocean, India, Sri Lanka, all the Maldives. I think you got the real international integration by getting all these people to work for you. Yeah.
Yeah, then after that, actually, Mr. Parul, it was a very good business with profit making, and also our name is always first on the Ministry of Tourism website and all, when they mention the guest houses and all. And I started getting the people who are coming for government and also for business. So it was very popular, and everyone knows me also from the guest house name. So they used to bring the name in front of me, Magiri. So Magiri was actually the building name. Then in the other hand, I had to manage both my business and my family. I had 3 children. So as I have no support system, but the best part was I myself take them to school. I did not forget any of their time to go to a tuition or any extra activities. Everything was handled by myself. And then I was thinking, while I'm working in the office, how can I see what is happening inside my house?
Correct.
Because there is a servant at home and 3 kids are there.
Yeah.
But even if I go and take them also, there are times that they are alone at home. So I have to do their homeworks also, help them to do everything.
And that is, I'm saying you are talking so, I'm saying passionately and honestly, that what happens is a lot of women, they are not coming to do business or they're not doing work because they're scared that what will happen on the family front. But I, through this channel and the audience today, the viewers, we want to say that sometimes you have to really take a challenge and see that can you do these things together, as you said, because the reason is that you have to make your life and your career in terms of either you are a businesswoman or you're working somewhere, it is important. But as a businesswoman, it gives you a lot of flexibility because you are not answerable to a boss, I'm saying, because you had your own flexibility of your time and all that. I think that is more important for our viewers who are also women entrepreneurs to see that take a plunge and do it, and don't be scared of what will happen tomorrow. I think tomorrow will be beautiful, because if you are scared of tomorrow, you will not be in a position to live today. That's what I am telling you, because my thing, I'm an entrepreneur myself, and my thinking is I'm always thinking tomorrow will be better.
Of course, yes. And you know what I did was that in the guest house we have PABX. So I talked to the communication office and installed a PABX extension to my house, because my work and office is in two ends of Male. It's very far if I have to go.
Yeah.
So when I install this extension line to my home, it's just like that I'm sitting inside the house.
Yeah.
Because the children, I started doing their homeworks and everything, because they have to only dial on one number and always their mommy is on the line.
So Raheema, I think, with after we finish this episode, a lot of our viewers will come to Male and to Maldives because they want to really meet you, because what kind of an amazing story you are. Because the reason is that getting all these thinking to say, okay, if I'll have PBX, you are thinking like me, getting the phone and saying, mommy, where is mommy? And, mommy is online. So at least they are not feeling that you are far away.
Yes, they don't feel that way. So even if they fight also, one of them will come and dial on that number and tell, mommy, he's fighting with me and all these things. So I can just advise them not to do it, because it actually brought business and home together. So I was in with the children, and then I was working in the office. It's two different locations, but I don't realize that. Even children don't realize that. And I can tell them now.
I think this is a big learning for our young entrepreneurs to see that not only they have to think that how this has to be worked, but you work beautifully because you had thought that I have to work. I will not leave my work. Because sometimes what happens is that a lot of women, especially entrepreneurs, when there is too much work, they feel, okay, I will stop this business and I will not do, because I will now concentrate on family. I think that is the thinking which I are learning from your conversation, that learning is very important from not only understanding this, but also don't give up.
Yes.
The mission is not to give up. If you give up, you will not get a second chance, because restarting your life and restarting and rebooting your business will be very, very difficult. Why I'm again and again coming in and talking about it, because I want the viewers to understand that the context is that never give up. If you give up, then the life would be not coming back to that normal, and rebooting is sometimes not easy as such, as you really do. Yeah.
That is very true. Very true, Mr. Parul. Even now we are using PABX and things, and it is very good, especially for a mother who is working outside, to make something like this, which is convenient for both family and them.
So use the technology. You use what you have, what resources you have. I think that is important. What you are in your discussion, it's coming out as such. So Rahima, when you talk about Maldives, how now, what size of the business you have? Like how many guest houses? How are you managing that? And if our viewers want to come to Malé and Maldives, they will definitely will want to come and then stay with you.
Now, actually, the location, this Malé, capital island Malé, is very, very expensive.
Yeah.
And during 2017, the company decided to leave the guest house because of the high cost of rent and all these
Okay.
things.
Yeah.
But now again, we have already bought a land from North Maldives, that is, which is going to be an international airport very soon, and that is the closest to the India also.
Okay.
We call it Hanimad. That's an island. So we have already bought a land from there now. So which will be, after we finish the building, then that will be very convenient for people who are coming from India actually, because by the time airport also will be an international airport.
Yeah.
So because of that, actually, I had to leave the guest houses because the cost is not worth.
Rising prices.
Rising. And the other thing is, when the landlord knows that I'm doing business there, and the rent is increasing.
Yeah.
Every time when we have to make the contract, the rent increases.
Yeah.
That is another issue.
No, that I can understand. So from that perspective, I think that's another reason that you have to, and this is a lesson for many women who are in business, is to see that you have to do the cost optimization, because to see that sometimes if you are in a running business, you always say that no problem, let's reduce the profitability. But what you are talking about, it sometimes you have to take a hard decision to say that how things are and all that. So Rahima, now,
from the business, actually, that, as I said, I was having a big dream. What I was thinking is, before closing the guest house, I was thinking that to build my own house, which will be a housing apartment. So I started building my house in 2003. That is, the second guest house was also during that time, the same year. It started in Mafannu, and then I started my house also building. And the happiest part for that is that 20% of the equity for the loan was invested by myself from my own business. And then when my children finished studying, they had their own home finished and ready to live. That was my biggest achievement from that. So after that, and we are working in real estate, as well as now going to start this new.
Yes. So now Rahima, when we talk about business women like you, how big is the community in Maldives? How many women are there in terms of who are in business, or what is the ecosystem look like now?
There are a lot of business women. I can say there are quite a lot of people. Some are with huge businesses, and that people, like, they have their background, business background, family background, and those people are still continuing their businesses. But the people who are starting newly, and especially the youth and also the women who starts new businesses, the ecosystem actually have to be created for them, for supporting women entrepreneurs. Directly or indirectly, there are so many things they can do. Now, the thing is, first they have to provide access to finance. And even if they are going for a loan, its interest rate is very high. It is very, very difficult for them. So that is one thing. If we are taking a loan from the bank, National Bank, the interest rate is about 12%. And also with that, they have to show a collateral. And most of these women, they don't have their own collaterals. As a collateral, the bank accepts houses, lands, and these things. But women are not wealthier that much. So they cannot afford to show a land or a house or a vessel. Even cars and things are not accepted.
Yeah, because they're immovable, they need immovable property, and the collateral have to be on that. So there are any other way the government has come about to help women entrepreneurs? Any scheme which they have started? Anything which you can talk about
Not
in
so,
Maldives?
so far, no. I cannot say so far they have any schemes like that. But sometimes when the government receives funds for agriculture and things, they allocate about 40% of the funding for women entrepreneurs. But that happens very rarely because in most cases, even those lands, agricultural lands are also, when it comes for the bidding, the rich people can win because they have to pay some amount, certain amount they have to have in the account, and they have to buy the bidding papers and all these things. And the ordinary people, for the ordinary people, it is not worth doing that. They don't have that much of money. So even women entrepreneurs are facing the same issues, that the other thing, when we talk about the ecosystem, they need more training opportunities to develop their talents as well. And they should have to develop their knowledge and talent, and also to promote their business, like from the TV channels. It is not affordable. The TVs are commercial TVs, and it is not affordable. So the small businesses cannot do anything like this.
Yeah. No, I can understand that. But now with our, ABWCI and you, as because you also have your association, I think there is the change which will be now coming in the future is more to say that, what we are offering is one-stop solution on courses, events, capacity building, access to finance opportunities. For example, if we can have a collaboration with government of Maldives, that what kind of ecosystem development which we can do. I think these are ways which can improve the situation of women in Maldives as such, because one, being a small country, I think the challenges are very, very on the face of it, because the thing is that there are no other avenues for smaller things. They have to go abroad, if they want something to be done. So do you see now, when you were in late 90s, when you started, and the situation now, do you see that situation has improved in that, or the situation has it's become more difficult in this age when things are more on the technology part of it?
I can say some changes are there, some positive changes are also there, but the problem is when we are talking about women, it is connected with financing background, support system and all. And if they don't get loans easily, it's like when I started in 1997, the same thing still practicing. And this will not help our women entrepreneurs unless if they have a financial backup, somebody to support them. That is the only way that they can move forward. And the people who are successful in business are the people that they have support system and their families are wealthy, or they are somehow they have got something from inheritance. People are still successful.
So you are saying that, for first-time entrepreneur, entry barriers are very strong in terms of there are entry barriers. But for entrepreneurs who are basically have a family background in business, are in a position to do much better because they had they have collateral, they have the sound bearing to see that, they can get onto banks and financial institutions and also get funding and good ideas as such. So that is the situation you are saying. And the situation has not changed when the government wants to provide those kind of ecosystem support, which will be helpful. So I think what I've heard, I'm repeating because for our viewers to understand that. Now coming to, before we let our audience send us questions, what are the learnings, or you can say the biggest successes and biggest failures? If my question is more on these two, what prominent failures in your life which you feel that, okay, at that time, if you would have done differently, I think, things would have been better? Or what was the biggest success that, because the success you spoke about, starting the catering business, which was very successful and other things. So what are the examples which you can put?
Yeah, what I have learned actually from my failure, it was that when I used the building name as my brand, which was something that I never thought about it. So I thought that I can market it and take it anywhere, but it was not like that. So later on, I realized that when I had to leave the place, I realized that I had to choose my own brand, which I can always carry with me. So even now when I'm doing the trainings also, I tell everybody that choose your own brand and keep it as a trademark wherever you go. Use that for everything, because I experienced that I lost it because of that. And then later I choose my own brand, and then it took again another 1 or 2 years to promote another brand again. So it was
you're talking about that there has to be consistency in when you start and things like that. So that if you are thinking that, this is the brand which I want to promote, stick to it. Have patience, but also, be aggressive on that, which is you're harping onto that brand, because people will start recognizing that brand in the future.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. That is very, very important. And mostly here in Maldives also, most of the startup businesses, they are not thinking about anything like that for a branding. And they are doing a lot of social media marketing and all. And then finally, they lose this brand because someone else registers in the name.
Correct.
That is what is happening even now also. So that is what I have learned from my failure was that actually I was using someone else's name, and which was not belong to me. So later I chose my own name and own brand, and then developed it. So that was with me, and even now I can use it. So that is one thing very important. And from my success, that is, I can say that not giving up. That is one thing, not giving up, facing all the challenges that which comes your way. And if we are in a positive thinking, positive mind, I believe everything we can do. But if we don't think positively, then everything will turn the other way, that something that we don't want it to be. But if we are thinking it positively, we can think about the way that we can move forward. So that was actually my success. I never give up. I just always I keep in my mind, I will do it and I will achieve it. So finally I did it, and that is very important.
No, I think very, very inspiring, Raheema, because one, coming from Maldives, as one of the viewers, if they Google about the country, and they will see that, what the country resources are. You are an island in between, Indian Ocean. And they will definitely realize that coming from a place where you have, some of these hardships are natural, I can say, and the land is difficult, because when you spoke about land, I was just thinking the land is very limited, and from that perspective. And then, you have made a mark not only in your life, business, and then starting the association. I think really it has been commendable to see that, you have been successful, and the story which you of your life, which you have narrated. I feel that many fortunate people in terms of your friends and family and association are lucky to have you, and they're fortunate to have you in life. And I want to wish you all the best. And we are proud of you. We are proud of you to be the ABWCI, president in Maldives. And I want to reiterate again to our viewers who have joined later, is ABWCI is a liberal platform and a virtual chamber of commerce for women entrepreneurs. So not only you plus others should join and see that we are very ambitious. I can say that we want to have our presence of ABWCI in 196 countries worldwide. Our mission is really to not only help, women and support women on finance, on marketing, technology, and with all those, I can say, capacities to fulfill and to be successful as such. With that, I want to wish Raheema all the best. And I wish when we meet next, I think you should be more successful. I pray to God that, life would be better for you, and also you will be successful. Now you're building a new building in north of, Maldives. And we feel that, it will progress and prosper for you. So thank you so much with these words, and also wish you all the best. And please send us your feedbacks, your suggestions, how we can improve, how we can work with you, and how we can make ABWCI really, successful for our women entrepreneurs worldwide. So thank you so much, Raheema, for joining in, for your valuable time, and also wish everyone good evening in South Asian context, and also good morning if you are watching us in US, and good afternoon if you are watching us from Europe and in UK. So thank you so much, and lovely talking to you, Raheema. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.